Kumar, welcome. I'm excited to have you today for a very interesting conversation about one of my favorite topics, community building. You are the expert in community building, and you know how to build communities on different platforms. And recently, we had a conversation about Discord, and I brought my frustration about this platform because I don't know how to use it. I am active in the events planners community, but I also part of different creator communities, and all these creator communities are on Discord. And I
Yeah.
joined. I tried to get around. Very difficult. Um, so today I want you to bring some clarity to what is Discord, how to use it, what we should know, and if we as event professionals can use Discord for our events. So I give the stage to you. You introduce yourself briefly, and then we get straight into the topic.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, Irina. Glad to be on this talk right now. I'll give you a little bit background about myself. Is that I have been running communities for about 10 years now, and not just on platforms, but even offline communities. I actually run a food community called Pet Pujaris, which is local Hindi in India, which, if I were to translate it, it means stomach worshippers. So we actually meet like offline to try out new food in the city. And I also run a board gaming community called Board Games Bash, where we meet up once or twice a month to just play board games and new board games and just meet people who like to play board games. And all of this is run on a platform which would just be a way to kind of advertise where the events are happening. But at the same time, this has kind of uh, got people together in a much more deeper, engaging manner, where they've even formed like micro groups within themselves, and they have uh, either hosted, like they want to play board games at people's houses, things like that, meet up separately for potluck food. But yeah, that's from the other side. During the pandemic, I did take these concepts online as well. So I hosted delivery service, delivery food meetups through channels like Zoom and Google Meet, where everybody orders the same thing and kind of gets the food and we eat together. Yeah, that's like a little bit about myself from the community perspective. And now, talking about Discord, you had a few questions, Irina.
Yes, definitely. It's very, very interesting how you food delivery community. That's a very niche one. Yeah, so let's talk about Discord because you can have Discord to have all your members on the platform and have this communication and also sort of events and live streams, right? So let's start with the basics. What is Discord?
Discord is a platform that is just it it's meant to kind of serve as a community platform, and it was initially, I'm assuming, but it's being used by a lot of gamers. I myself am a gamer, and I am part of like multiple Discord channels, and it's an easy way to communicate. It is more audio specific rather than video, and that's it just brings people together in an easy manner.
Okay, I will disagree with you. That is that
Yeah.
it's an easy to communicate channel, and we'll get to this.
Yeah.
Um, so why the gamers community, for example, use it as their go-to channel? And why
Okay.
don't they use any other platform?
Sure. So one thing is that um, there are two types of gamers, right? There are the gamers who like to just play single player story mode games. Of course, they also do play online games. But when we play online games, we want to communicate. So we'll be like in a team, kind of working towards an objective, defeating another team, these kind of things. So that requires active communication. A lot of games do provide voice chat, voice communications within the game, but having everybody together on Discord keeps it completely distraction free, and the voice is continuous rather than using like a push to talk feature from a particular game. So that's how it kind of picked up from the gaming community point of view.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's not just for the gaming community, it's also for other communities. And I came across it in the content creator community. For example, I purchased an online course about editing,
Mhm.
and this course has a Discord community, which I tried to join. I got notifications, but I just don't get it. As we discussed, by the way, anyone who is watching us, please feel free to ask your questions. It's your chance. Let us know if you've used Discord, if you're actively using Discord, or if you're considering using Discord. We'd love to hear from you.
Mhm.
And let's talk about the basic terminology. So, is there any specific terminology that we should know about?
Yes. So, how, okay, the way Discord works is that your community, if you're going to use it specifically for your community or your product or um, anything that you are using Discord for, you create a server. So, the first thing is that you create a server that people will join, and there are multiple servers that you can be a part of at the same time. So that's one of the things that people do need to get used to. But yeah, that's one thing. The second thing is that Discord is you have, so after server you have channels, right? So on the left side of Discord, you will see, if you have ever joined something, you'll see all of these multiple things, and those are the channels. They are divided into text channels and voice channels. So things with a speaker or a headphones are the voice channels, and with just a hash, the hashtag, that symbol, those are text channels. So over there is where people communicate via text. They talk, they discuss topics, they share memes, they share gifs, things like that. And voice is when you actually get on voice and you start communicating with one another. Those are the main things that you need to get yourself used to. The other few things that you need to know is, like, big channels have bots. Now these bots are not spam bots, but these bots help moderate a Discord server. So it will actually help with spam. It will help with there are even music bots, believe it or not. So somebody can just add a bot to a music bot to the channel and listen to music. If there's nobody else in the voice channel, they're there themselves. They can listen to music, or they can listen to music together with other people, and that music is being played by a bot.
That's interesting because usually we associate bots with Instagram bots, and it's a negative
Yeah,
connotation.
these are not harmful bots. There are people who actually sit and write code and develop these bots just for Discord.
Interesting, interesting. And so, yeah, we mentioned already the voice function, the chat function. Are there any other functions like video? Can you do video there? Can you
Yes,
stream?
so you can stream. You can stream your screen. So there are two types of streaming. One is you share your screen. So where within the voice channel you have shared your screen, and people are watching together. So this is where you can kind of host a watch party of sorts. You can like, if there's a funny video or some memes that you want to show, rather than sharing it in chat, you say, "Hey, come watch my stream." And then you can just share your stream, you can share a particular video, and then people are watching it together, talking live. The other way is, yes, you can switch on the camera and do a video call like this. So you don't need a separate application, so you won't need a separate Zoom or a Google Meet to get into video. So it's all there within that platform.
That's very cool. And you mentioned watch party, and actually, that's a very nice idea that came across in multiple conversations with other event professionals where we wanted to watch a live stream session at an event and actually discuss it and we didn't know what platform to use for this. So I will take this as a reference and share it next time, because watch party is a cool event format
Yeah,
for
definitely.
communities. Um, and anyone who works in the community management space, we all want to reward our community members. And Discord offers an opportunity to reward members. Can you tell us more about it?
So it doesn't. It's not a inbuilt function, right? Here's what a smart community manager or a person who's created a Discord community needs to think about is that, especially when it comes to content creators, there is a lot of things that you subscribe to nowadays, right? So whether it's YouTube channels, Twitch channels, you have what do you call? You have various things that people subscribe to on a monthly subscription, and that's how a lot of creators earn additional money. But how do you reward them with additional goodies and things like that? So those creators who have a Discord channel will reward those subscribers with a higher tier, right? So here on Discord, you as the Discord server owner defines uh, various roles within your community, within your server. So you have the admin, super admin role, which is yourself or maybe somebody else who you trust. You have moderator roles, and then you have member roles. This is what you would do to create like a standard community. But if you have like people who have subscribed to you, who have subscribed to exclusive content, things like that, that's where you can create another role, maybe an elite status, for example, right? And you give that person an elite role. Or if he's a creator and it's called maybe fan army, so you'll like those subscribers could be tagged as fan army. Now within that, you can restrict certain channels, you can restrict certain voice channels, certain text channel based on the roles. So you have role restriction also functionality inbuilt. So now, as maybe as a member, I don't see those channels. As an elite or a super fan member, super army member, I have now got these channels visible, which gives me extra bonus points or makes me feel special. And that could include, whoever the creator is will say, may host a watch party, and that watch party can be attended only by those elite status members. So this is how it's kind of come together. This is how you can kind of use Discord as a way to increase those opportunities to subscribe. So that Discord status could be one of those benefits for subscribing to that content creator.
Very interesting, you know. So one of the communities on Discord that I'm part of, it's a community. So there is a Facebook group for this, and there was
Yeah.
also a Discord group or Discord server, as you mentioned. And so on this Discord server, we had a lot of subsections. So, for example, based on countries for people to connect locally, or just talking about vlogging, about blogging, about search engine, etc. But it didn't work. Just there was no adoption by the
Yeah.
members. So they canceled it. So now the group exists only on Facebook groups. So what is the challenge maybe to bring the members to use Discord, and how to keep this engagement going?
I would say it's a learning curve. More than anything else, it does, as you said, right? You have had problems even until I really got into creating a Discord channel for myself. It was a big learning curve, uh, where you have to just get used to something new and something different, because mostly everybody is now used to an instant format, big screen, where how you're able to see somebody straight up talk on a YouTube, or you're scrolling through Instagram, things like that, or even LinkedIn for that matter, right? It's a very scroll oriented thing. But Discord, on the flip side, is more audio focused, less video, because the voice chat and voice communication is one of the best features that I think Discord has. Second thing that I didn't mention earlier, but as a Discord um, voice channel, each voice channel can also be customized to a specific region. So that means it will bring down the lag or the latency while talking. So that's a interesting feature. But at this, so my point is that just because it's slightly confusing, maybe the adoption rate is not that high. It again, it's something that's higher for, I guess, the newer generation gamers, content creators, because now that's what they want, right? They rather be more within their group of people who they know, who they talk regularly with, things like that.
Yeah, when I go to industry events and there is a speaker on stage, they would always say, "My kids use Discord." It's not that I use Discord, it's always the kids. So maybe there is something about the younger generation that prefers Discord. What would be the Discord equivalent that we use? Is it Slack or what would what would do you think?
Slack for the text part of it, yes.
Hmm.
Uh, the voice part of it would be, it's still maybe, I don't know if TeamSpeak, if you've ever heard of TeamSpeak,
Mm.
but that was like a older generation gaming communication tool that we used to use. But yeah, this thing just pulls everything together.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, and how do you monetize the community on Discord?
So again, that's what I say. I wouldn't say Discord would be the place to monetize. Discord would be one of those
Mm,
channels.
mm.
Um, so one thing is rewarding your subscribers as giving them various statuses, giving them various roles on Discord. The other thing is possibility with the Web 3.0 NFT craze. A lot of people, even like Gary Vee's channel, a lot of NFTs are released exclusively on Discord.
Okay.
So that's some way. Those are few ways. I'm sure there are communities that have found more ways to monetize on Discord. I am not aware of it personally, but I would say Discord is one channel to be used, not the particular channel.
Okay. And when the community grows, um, I think that every channel has this challenge. I look at Facebook groups, for example, and as soon as you get 2,000, 3,000 members, you just don't see the recent updates anymore. You barely see even the admin updates. And one of this community that I'm part of, they started sending emails from the admin because you just don't see it on the community. So how do you manage growth?
Okay. How it works, right? In Discord, like I told you, there are various channels. Um, the way you kind of create a Discord, this is going slightly into a little detailed, more workshopy kind of a thing, but the way that you uh, create a Discord channel or server is that you separate the channels. So your first channel would be announcements where nobody has access to chat into that. Another channel is just for rules. Again, nobody has access to chat, but these are, so only the admins and the moderators can post in these channels. So whenever there's an announcement, server wide notification, so everybody who's at every different tier level will get those notifications saying that this is an announcement. Unless you have manually turned off the notification, you would get the notification. That's how you do. That's one thing. The second thing is you need to design or develop the Discord server to fit that growing community. So that's where those different uh, tiers are. The way Discord has gamified itself is that with the use of bots, right? Where you can have levels from a particular member, and the way you grow in levels is by being active in the community. So you chat, you share. The more you do that, the higher level you reach, and that increases your role. And this is all those small little gamification things that give a person that personal touch, that personal appreciation, that feels like I'm a part of this community, right? So that's how you kind of use it. You will definitely need to get your trusted advisors or ambassadors, the first users, as moderators, because you'll have a lot of questions being asked. So Discord, you can use them as support, or you hire a professional community manager that manages Discord, your Discord server.
That's a very nice way to reward the community with the gamification and the reward points,
Yeah.
because that's actually a feature that exists with virtual events with the leaderboard, but I never seen it on Slack or Facebook or
So
Twitter.
that's what these things, right, have come in with the help of bots. So a
Mm,
bot is basically seeing your activity
mm,
and is automatically rewarding you for your activity.
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I want to bring a comment from Robert on screen. I can see voice audio could have amazing community channel. It offers immediacy, intimacy, and intention. Definitely. Community,
Yeah,
voice
so
only community. Yeah.
yeah, so that's the thing, right? So even Twitter Spaces is more voice focused, uh, but that's again something that is more focused towards a planned conversation. Discord, I feel, has the potential for unplanned conversations. So, for example, uh, like I play with a bunch of gamers, right? Couple of times a week, and I can just join a voice chat and be like, "What's everyone doing?" What are you guys playing? What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? And people will respond. So there's that level of difference doesn't exist within. It's like literally the old Facebook, where you would just log on. It's like, I've had a great day. What is everybody saying? Or if I've seen a funny video, I'll post the video in the general chat and I'll go into voice and I'll be like, guys, I've posted something on general. Have a look at it.
I love it. You know what? Many people ask me why I don't record my Twitter spaces. And I say that the reason is that I wanted to be here and now. You know, if you go to a live event, you are there or you are not. And the conversation happens, and there is no on demand for this. And a
Exactly.
lot of networking happens during Twitter spaces and it's not recorded. I want to have this aspect of being spontaneous and serendipity, that what happens at live events, that's my way to translating it into the virtual space. And I like this definition between planned and unplanned. That's true. I usually don't go on Twitter space to say what everyone is doing. I've seen a couple of people actually doing it. They're driving and they're starting a Twitter space, but I don't know if it works. But yeah, I when I do Twitter spaces, they are rather planned. Um, and so yeah, now let's talk about the applicability to events. We talked about the gaming community. I'm familiar with it from the content creators community. Have you seen event professionals using Discord?
I have actually been part of Discord channels with various production companies. So they use Discord because of that immediate communication. So imagine a live event going on. Normally, especially when maybe it's a remote work, like, you'll be sending an email, you'll be sending a WhatsApp message, but here we are just logged in to Discord. We're logged into the voice channel. You're muted, right? So I'm going on with my activity. I'm maybe watching that particular event going on live on a virtual event platform, and then maybe there's an issue that's come up. So that production manager has unmuted himself, and now I can hear his voice in my ear. So think of it as a walkie-talkie, right? Like how we event professionals will have ourselves plugged in a live event. That is one very good use case of Discord. because I don't have to press anything. It's voice. The voice chat is voice activated. So I've just unmuted myself and I'm like, I start talking.
Great. And do you think the future more event professionals applying Discord, using it actively, or it will stay a niche channel for event professionals?
I think it'll still stay a niche channel. It'll be more based on requirement rather than uh, growing a full community. Because honestly, one thing that I know for a fact, and I'm sure you would also agree with me, is that event planners are busy. Event planners are busy and they have, like, we have a million other things to focus on at the same time. But getting one is a learning curve on this is definitely there. Then the, like, I would still say right now people are still sending across emails, they're still sending across Slack messages with, are you free to talk? But this is immediate, right? This requires no thing. The yeah, so like that has to kind of be there. If those barriers are taken out, then this space is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that Gen Z, they don't use emails, so they use Discord,
Yeah.
perhaps. Yeah, instant communication. Yeah, the voice messages, I also know that some people actually they don't like them. They don't have time to listen to them. They are busy and distracted with background noise, so they just prefer the text. So it's really understanding how your audience prefers to communicate and adjusting this communication channel to them. I Yeah, I'm quite curious about Discord. I will give it another try in the future. The next community that I join that is on Discord, I'll be a bit more open-minded to try and communicate more, perhaps via voice. And yeah, thank you, Kumar, for shining a spotlight on this channel, because definitely there are a couple of cool tools that we in the events industry can use, learn, and as we work with other sectors, we can also then give recommendations and see how it's applicable to to be used by our clients. So that's all from us. If anyone has questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with Kumar anytime on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Discord. We have, before we wrap up, we have a comment from Robert. I work with a dyslexic lighting designer. We do everything with voice notes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's a great feature. I think even so Slack has voice notes, WhatsApp has voice notes, and yeah, that works brilliantly. So the only difference is that with Discord and the traditional voice note is that Discord will just be always on audio unless you use like push to talk feature. Uh, so that's the flip side. So if you're comfortable with uh, just remembering that you're on Discord voice, otherwise you'll just start a conversation with somebody else. Then that's also a good thing that you could try out, Robert.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kumar, for all your insights.
Thank you for having me, Irina.
Great. And yeah, and before we close this live stream, I also want to say that the event series, it's an event by the Event Planner Stock, is happening now on Hubilo. And this is an event series which runs from now until the end of the year, until December. And we will also have a session with you, Kumar, about Discord. So we will fine tune a little bit this conversation and focus on certain points that we mentioned today. And we will think that will be better to focus on. Perhaps we also do a workshop format where we look into the platform itself and share the screen. I think it will be very interesting to get more into this. So your session will be announced later this month. And everyone joining us, feel free to check out then the event series. I will drop the link in the comments and we'll see you there. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to submit your questions to Kumar if you have any, and we will be here on a regular basis for another stream. You will find us on Twitter, Spaces at Event Planners Talk, or the Mice blog, and the Twitter chat, and there are plenty more other opportunities to get in touch. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye bye.